Ethereum's price has taken a recent big dip, but the correction is not over. Today, I'm going to do a detailed technical analysis to show you why it's likely we're going to see the correction take another 2, maybe even 3 weeks of further sideways to down. So if you like today's content, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Let's dive straight into Ethereum. So we're going to do something called Elliott wave patterns because the markets tend to move in 5s and 3s. But I'm going to show you something called 2 degrees of wave counts. And all the analysis that I do today, you can actually now download for free by getting, well, this is my book that you can download for free, but this is the crypto charts. So you can get my Ethereum, Bitcoin, other analysis because there's particular settings that people always ask me, and we're going to use some momentum as well. So you can now download that for free. It's in the description. So what we're going to focus on here, and we've been looking at this for quite a few weeks now, anticipating this correction, and we've had this initial move down. What we said was after a 5-wave move, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, anticipate an A, B, C correction. The real question is this the end of a correction, or is it likely to move up and then down again? That's what we're going to look at today. So I want to really stay focused. So a couple of things we're going to do. I am basically saying that this here looks like the A. We should anticipate some type of wave B over the coming days and weeks. And then we're probably going to get a third leg down to the downside. And I'm going to show you why I'm really leaning towards this. What most people don't realize is that the markets are based on psychology. What drives the price and buying and selling behavior is human psychology. And when there's more selling, then buying, the price drives down. And it's really human emotions playing out, fear and greed playing out. So there's 2 things that we're going to focus on today. Firstly, this move to the downside, even though it's a correction, looks like a correction in the sense of is correcting this part of the market. Most corrections take a certain amount of time. And we want to stack the odds in our favor to wait for that time. And that's what this green line is. And the date is the 5th of September. So most corrections with what's unfolded with Ethereum won't end before the 5th of September. And most typical in terms of maximum is the 18th. So that's another 2 or 3 weeks sideways to down. So then if that's the case, what does this move look like? So we're going to do something called 2 degrees of wave counts. Really powerful to know this information ahead of time. And I'm going to zoom into this part. Wave A's, which is normally the first leg of a correction, typically break down to 3 waves or 5 waves. Most common is 5 waves. So does this look like a 5-wave structure? Well, to me it does, right? We've got this nice move to the downside, a move up, another move down, up, and down. This is what you call a wave 5 of a wave A. That's what it looks like to me. I'm now going to do something called an end of wave 5 price target, which tells us when is it likely that this is likely to end. And all I'm doing is measuring psychology. So let's now cover this. I'm going to do it quite fast. Is this key ratios, 2 key ratios. We're going to measure wave 1 to 3, project it from wave 4. And most common is these 3 ratios. Well, the 2 that we want to be paying attention to is 38.2 and 62%. That's the 2 key ratios that we want to be paying attention to. And we're in that range, right? There's another one that we're going to do. I'm just going to do it quite fast just so you get the information that we want. Something called an external retracement. External retracement. And the 2 key ratios are 1.272 and 1.618. So now what this tells us is for wave A, we are likely to see it end in this region, right? So another 2 or 3 days, anticipate a wave A to end. But when the price reverses or is likely to reverse and move up, the question really is this the end of a correction? And should we anticipate new highs in terms of exceeding this high? Or is it a correction to the correction? And that's what we're saying here. We're likely to just get a wave B. That's really important. So I'm going to clean this data up. I'm going to remove these lines very fast. This is the thing I like about TradingView. You can actually do a lot of cool things with TradingView. I'm just going to clean this up and move this all to the hourly chart. In fact, we don't even need this data here no more. This has served its purpose. I'm just going to remove or just hide these lines over here and move them all to the hourly chart. So we just keep them on the hourly chart for now. And the reason I'm doing that is we're going to do some wave B projections. Now, the wave A hasn't finished yet. We're probably going to see 1, 2, 3 days of sideways to down to complete this correction. I mean, we can narrow that down, but what I want to do is really focus on this move here. What will typically occur more often than not is a retracement and time. I'm going to say, let's just assume tomorrow is the day that the downside is going to complete. This is what will typically occur more often than not. And we can just move this here. So what's likely to occur over the coming days is some type of wave B. Now, if it unfolds, wave Bs are typically a 3-wave structure. It doesn't mean it's going to unfold like this. It's just highly probable that we'll see something like this, a 3-wave structure, also known as an ABC of a wave B. Now, it's quite detailed, I know. I do some detailed training, by the way. I'll put it in the description below. You can actually join my R15 Crypto Gym, where we show you how to do all of this in a lot more detail. I've got quite a few cool things coming out in the coming days and weeks, which are going to show you how to do all of this in more detail and give you easy access. But right now, what I wanted to get across is really don't get too excited if we see some type of movement to the upside, because especially if it's like this in a 3-wave structure, is likely to just be a correction to the correction. And then last but not least, what we should anticipate, and I know I'm getting quite technical here today, but I think you'll find this useful because there's going to be a lot of news around Ethereum with the new merge and everything's been dated and everything else, is we're likely to see something like this over the coming days and weeks. Most corrections also end in the former wave 4. Now I'm getting really technical, I know, which is this range over here. So the key takeaways from today is the trend is your friend. Ride it until its end, until it reaches its bend. And right now, Ethereum looks like it's done its first leg down, a wave 5 of wave A. Hasn't complete yet, so 2 or 3 more days. We're probably going to get some type of pullback in this region between $1,700 and maybe even $1,900 on Ethereum. That's more than likely. But anticipate another leg down where we might be testing the $1,300, $1,200, maybe even the $1,100 range. And if that's the case, at that point, especially if it's between the date of 5th of September to the 18th of September, we want to be on high alert. So again, if you want access to my charts, just keep it up to date with Ethereum. This will be really, really powerful. You can now download it for free and you can upload it into your own trading view as well. So let's finish on a quote. Quote a day from a book, which you can now download in the link below as well. Some great value on goal setting, mindset, and everything else. Is actually chapter 8. Chapter 8 is Henry Ford. It has been my observation that most people get ahead during the time that others waste. Now, we're in a bear market overall since November 2021, we're in a bear market. But based on the technical, psychological position of the buying and selling behavior, it looks like we are at and towards the end of a major bear market. Ethereum looks like it's already made its low, but other coins are probably going to make some new lows like Solana and BNB and possibly Bitcoin as well. But Ethereum, on the other hand, looks like it's just going to do a correction and then a continuation. So just remember, keep training, keep sharp, download the chart so you're keeping updated, and we'll keep a very, very close eye on Ethereum.